Hi, welcome at Louis' Book Club. This week we're gonna talk about holistic grazing. The man that coined this term is called Allan Savory, and in my opinion, he really is a hero. Holistic grazing, it all starts with holistic management, a holistic way of thinking. Now, holistic comes from the word whole, and that's exactly the thing that we've been missing in this world up on today, that we don't think in wholes anymore, we just think in fragmented parts of reality. Everybody is expert in this tiny field and everybody's looking at this tiny stuff without seeing the big picture, and this is what we've been missing. So this book is not only about grazing, animals grazing, it's also about just looking at the whole, and holistic management can be applied to the entire society. One of the first things you have to do with holistic management is to think, or maybe better, to feel on what your dream is, what your vision is of your project, of your life, what makes you happy. And every decision you make has to be in favor of this vision. Every decision has to make sure that your vision will become reality. If it's your vision that you never want to wake up before 9 a.m., well, then you have to make certain choices. And of course, the holistic management, it's about grazing. So we're going to talk a little bit about the grazing stuff they're talking about. And one of the main things, the main misconceptions we have, is that we are going to put a few grazers in huge terrain, and we think that this is the best way to do it. Now, it is a way, but this methodology does the exact opposite. So what are they doing here? They're having this huge terrain, and they divide it in all tiny little pieces, and the density of the herd is really big. So they put a lot of cows, for example, on a small piece of land, but for a short period of time. For example, they take 100 pieces in your terrain, if it is a huge terrain, of course, and then they put the herd in every day on another piece. What does it mean? That it gets grazed really intensive, everything gets eaten, so also the herbs that a cow might normally not eat, because they also want to eat gourmet food, and if they have the chance to choose, they're not going to eat certain herbs you preferably don't want to come back, so you want that they eat this herb you maybe not like very much. So this way everything gets eaten, everything gets trampled, and most important, the field has 100 days to rest, and this is one of the most amazing things I like about holistic grazing. Also, you have a growing curve. This is grass, and grass grows in an exponential way. So if you have this exponential curve, I'm quickly going to use this tree as my exponential curve. Then mostly here, this part from here to here is where the most people let their animals graze. This is the beginning to a couple of centimeters. This is not exponential, this is just a little bit. Then from here to here it becomes exponential, and here in the same period of time it grows much more. So you want your cows to graze from this point to this point on the exponential curve. So it never becomes too short, and this way it is a huge carbon sink. It's one of the biggest carbon storagers you have, cows. It's one of the most sustainable ways of agriculture for carbon sequestration. It's next to the forest, one of the best things you can do to sequester carbon on a very fast way. So the idea that cows are bad for the environment is only partial true. It's only true if you put the cows in CAFOs and boxed cages for their lives and give them junk food. Cows are meant to eat herbs, are meant to eat grass and no corn and no soybeans. So if you have your cow the year round on the field, then you have one of the most sustainable farming methods you can imagine. So this is a good book to read. You also have the other book from Allan Savory about holistic management, and it just blows your mind. It's a whole other way of thinking about farming. I would definitely recommend you reading it, following the Savory Institute, following one of their courses. If you put your first foot in this, an entire new world opens up. So I would say enjoy this. And yeah, I'm really curious if this applies to you or if you're gonna do something with it. Please let me know. See you later. Ciao.